Hi everybody, it's Susan from Sunrise Quilt Studio, and today is block number 5 in the Christmas basket quilt project. And here's our block today. This one is called Cake Stand, and this one has flying geese units and half square triangles, and I used 2 colors with plus the background on this one. This one is a green and red, and this one goes together pretty easily with the half square triangles and the flying geese units, and I use triangle paper for my half square triangles. So use whatever method that you like for making half square triangles, and I think you'll enjoy this block. So I hope you'll stay with me and I'll show you how to put this block together. Here are the fabrics that you're going to need to make block number 5 in the Christmas basket quilt project. This block is called Cake Stand. For A, you're going to need 3 3-inch squares, and that is going to be paired up with the background fabric, and I am using triangle paper to make these half square triangles. B is 4 2.5-inch squares. C is 1 2.5-inch square. D is going to be paired up with H to make half square triangles, and so you will need 5 3-inch squares here, or you can use the triangle paper like I'm using, and use whatever brand of triangle paper you want, or any method of making half square triangles that you want. E is 3 2.5-inch squares. F is 2 2.5 by 6.5-inch rectangles, and G is 2 2.5 by 4.5-inch rectangles. So I'm going to start by making all of these half square triangles first. So I'm going to start by putting the fabrics right sides together, and then the triangle paper is going to go on top. Let's move these so we can see here. Okay, put the triangle paper on top in the center, just making sure I have fabric all the way around, and then I'm going to pin this in place, and you can use as many pins as you want. I'm just going to use one in this small one. In this larger piece, I'm going to use more pins. So I'm going to put my fabrics right side together, and I've got a selvage here, so I'm going to avoid that. And then I'm going to put in my pins. And you just want to keep them away from the dotted lines on this paper. This is triangles on a roll, and you can buy this at fatquartershop.com. And so now I'm going to stitch on the dotted lines on both of these pieces, and I'm going to do the same for these colors here. These are the D and the H's. And the trickiest thing is remembering to put the fabrics right sides together. At least for me it is. So okay, now I'm ready to sew. Okay, when I am using triangle paper, I lower my stitch length down to 1.5, and I'm going to sew on the dotted lines. Okay, so now I'm ready to trim all of these papers, so I'm going to take all the pins out so that I don't accidentally run over them with a rotary blade. Okay, so now I just need to cut on the solid lines. So I line my ruler up with a solid line and trim. And then on the solid line here. So now I'm going to just crease my paper, just fold it back, and then remove the triangle paper. And now I have square triangle. So I'm going to do that with all of these triangle papers, and then I'll have all of my half square triangles done. I'll have to press them, and then I will trim the dog ears off, and then they'll be ready to go into the block. Now we need to make some flying geese units. So we're going to use the G rectangles and the B squares, and you can make these using your favorite method. I'm going to use the tape that is on my sewing machine bed here, and I'm going to use that to direct me instead of drawing diagonal lines from one corner to the next. So I'm going to line up my square in the left corner of the rectangle, and I'm going to sew from the center point to the lower left corner. And I'm going to keep this lower left corner right on the left side of my tape, and that will give me a straight line. I forgot to increase the length of my stitch, so I'm going to do that. And I'm going to make two of these, and they're exactly the same, so I'm just going to sew them one right after the other. Okay, now I'm going to trim off the outer corner, leaving a 1/4 inch seam allowance, just like that, and then I'm going to press it open, and then I'll sew on the second side. Okay, so now I'm going to sew from the center to the lower right hand corner. Okay, I'm going to trim this outer corner and press, and then I'll have my two flying geese units. So I have my two flying geese units. So now I'm ready to lay out the pieces and get this block put together. Okay, so I am going to start with the side units, and that kind of helps me set the boundaries. So here is the F piece, and next to that goes one of the green half square triangles and one of the E squares. There we go. And then I need another one of the half square triangles for this side. So there are the side units, and then I need the C square that will go here, and then the other matching half square triangles. So this makes the base of the basket, and then I need the last two will go here, and I need an E square It goes there. And then I need half square triangles. These are the A and the H half square triangles. These are the D and the H. These are the A and the H. And flying geese units will go here and here. And I need another half square triangle here. And these two half square triangles are going to face each other. And then here's the corner. So those are all the pieces that I need to make this block. And I do have one of the A and the H half square triangles left over, so I'm going to save that. And then I'm going to sew this together. So I'm going to do it like I did the last couple of blocks. I'm going to sew these three pieces together, and then these, and then I'm going to sew these together into units of 4, counting this as 2 pieces instead of 1. Okay, so just like this. And then I will sew these units into rows, and then I will sew the rows together and then add the side pieces. So that's how I do that. Now you could also like sew all of these together into rows, so those 2 rows together and then add this, and then over here you would have to sew like this into a row and this into a row, and then you would have these rows together. So you could do it that way too. To me it makes more sense to my brain to do it this way. I don't get as confused, so that's the way I'm going to do this. So I'm going to go back to the sewing machine and finish sewing this block together. Okay, here's the layout at this point, and I'm going to go ahead and sew these into rows, and then I'll sew the rows together. Okay, here's the finished block, and I don't think I was able to film adding on the last piece. I was interrupted and then forgot to turn the camera back on, but that happens. But this is our cake stand block, and I think it turned out pretty well. So here's what it looks like on point. And of course, you know, make it with whatever colors you like. And this one I think turned out really well. And remember, if you're having trouble with matching points or with your block not coming out the size you want, you might want to try a scant 1/4 inch seam allowance and see if that helps. The size they come out isn't as important as the fact that they are all the same size, and that'll make it easier for you to put the blocks together. So here is our cake stand block. This is block number 5 in the Christmas basket quilt project, and here is our completed block. So it turned out really well. I'm real happy with it, and I hope you'll give this one a try. Now, if you like this video, click that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to click that notification bell so you'll be notified when the next video comes up, and share this video with your friends. And in the meantime, I hope you're all staying safe and healthy, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. For more quilting ideas, click on the video links. And to keep up with my latest projects, click on the subscribe button. I hope to see you again soon.